welcome to my channel Read Along with Pranks. Today I'm delighted to have with me a person who shares the same passion like me of being an educator, reading, and writing. Except that she just started to know her passion way too early at the age of 10, and it was writing. Today, Miss Hafsa makes her debut with her book Singledom, and we are here to talk to her more about the book Singledom, her journey through the process of Singledom, and what makes her walk the path of her passion, that is writing. Welcome, Ms. Hafsa.
Thank you so much for having me, Priyanka.
All set to start the journey?
Yes,
Okay. In your book, Singledom, you write in your personal note, I'm leaving a part of me and you might find a part of you. I truly believe that you have to replace the word might with will, for I have truly found lot of fragments of my life in your book. So tell me, how did the journey of singledom start? And was this expedition a therapy for you?
first of all, Priyanka, thank you so much for the compliment. I think that's the biggest compliment any poet can receive, that you are able
No,
to make connections.
no, every page truly had
Thank,
some bits of my life.
thank you so much. No, I started writing poetry at the age of 10. And at that time, English was my second language first language at school, Hindi was my second language, and Urdu was my third. So I would write in all three languages. I don't
Wow.
write in Hindi and Urdu anymore, but that's where my journey began. And from the past 10 years, I've been trying to publish my own book. I started the journey, but I was like, no, I don't have a publishable book yet. Then I stopped for a few years because I was too busy building my career as a teacher. So I that just took a back seat. After that, before the pandemic hit India in March 2020, my father was hospitalized in the month of January. So he was severely ill, and I, being the eldest in the family, I had to be that emotional strength and support. So I went back to my writing, and I would write every day because that was
Wow.
my escape. That's where I would just went out all my emotion. I didn't want to share it with my friends or family or with anyone. Just a safe space. I kept writing, and then in February my father was discharged. March we hit pandemic again, so there's a lot going on. But the only thing that kept me going was my writing. And then I decided to start my own Instagram page to see what kind of response I would receive, and I think I've been quite fortunate. It's been a warm response. My work has been shared on the stories by celebrities like Ayushmann Khurrana, Jessie J, Karishma Sharma.
Wow.
So
So pandemic has truly proved good for you in some ways.
yes, it did. I think if it was not for the pandemic, I would have forgotten my passion after all. But then, yes, and then finally this happened because of something good that came out of it. Thank you so much.
So did this prove as a therapy? Like you said, you wrote and it was your getaway. So, can do we find a lot of you in this book?
Yes, I don't think Singledom would have been what it is if it did not have the experiences that I went through, like experience of being a single independent woman. I've been
Mm.
through a lot to achieve that. There was a point in my life where I everyone kept saying that, you will look better if you put on a little weight, you will look better if you put on a little weight. Like I don't put on weight. So when I was in my teens, I would cry. I was not comfortable in my own skin because in my head it was like, you are not good enough. Every time someone told me that, like, you are not good enough. So I really went through these experiences. And then there was a time when my both my I'm the eldest in the family, and my younger sisters are married. So people were like, oh my God, she's still not married. Abhi bhi single hai. You have to get married really soon. 30 se pehle you have to get married. And I was like, why? I will get married when I have to, not because I'm 30 or not because my sisters are married. So all these experiences actually shape singledom. And I think that's the reason I have this title.
So, so words became your therapy.
Yes,
Therapist.
they did. They did.
Yeah.
If when I don't have to, cannot share it with anyone, I share it with my words. That's
Okay. So there is thunderstorm and fog in singledom, but there is also rainbows, clear skies, and blossoms. So then why singledom?
yeah, that's a very good question. So, Singledom, this book is a celebration of who you are.
Miss
Like,
After a little above, so all of us can see this
yes.
book. Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's about celebrating who you are as an individual, because we're all unique and we all have our strengths and areas we need to work on personally. So the back cover of the book, if I can read, it says, "You're not alone when someone abandons you. You are alone when you give up on yourself and everything that is you."
Wow. That's so rightly said.
Yes.
The day you give up, that's the end of your life.
Yeah.
But the
It's
day you know that you are everything, you can continue with all the mess that has been around you.
Yes, and I
I
truly believe in that. You will have thunderstorms, you'll have fog in your life, but it's not necessary that you have someone by your side all the time. But what will help you blossom is your trust and faith in your own self and your abilities.
So every thunderstorm or uh, fog will bring blossoms and springs in your life if
Yes,
you continue to believe.
I really believe in that.
Oh, very well. And I think the chapters that move on, which is the end is blossoms, I think it really tells the journey how from hardship it became a beautiful garden of roses. And I cannot get over this book, you know. Every now and then when I
Thank
feel
you.
something going, I read it and it gives me a lot of strength. In your page number 45, which really struck me, you write, over the years, I have become a prisoner of ideas. People have fed me. The ideas people have fed me. My identity is lost amidst all the expectations. I'm still desirable, not desirable, undesirable. I am still undesirable. In your experiences, how hard does one need to try to remove that un?
To be honest,
And
uh,
is it really worth it to try it for others?
I don't think you have to try. You don't have to try at all. That's my experience. Like, there was a time I did try, because when everyone said you have to put on weight, I tried everything I could. Like, I went to a dietitian, I followed everything that the dietitian said. My mom actually got me tested. She thought maybe she has thyroid, maybe she's anemic. I did everything for people, just for them to accept and acknowledge me the way I am. But that's not right. When I became a teacher at a very young age, at 21 I was a teacher. So when I finished my first year, the parents who came and told me, you did bring a difference to my child's life. And that's when I realized there's so many other important things I need to do. And I cannot let someone else's opinion run in my head. That cannot act as a roadblock in what I want to achieve in life. I'm still undesirable. I'll tell you why. I'm not married, I'm single, I don't live with my parents. So for many this is not how it works, but I don't care. I love doing what I do. I make my own decisions. I'm happy in my space, and that's what's important.
But you are desirable to your own self,
Yes.
right? And that's what is enough for you to move on in life and be happy.
Yes, I think your confidence in yourself, and when you look into the mirror, you can say, okay, I have done what I wanted to do. I have given my best. And people who actually mean a lot, your family and friends, they eventually understand, even if they are not on the same page as you are, because they mean you well. So, so, I don't think
Uh,
you need to try at all.
what made me cry the most is your Thunderstorm. The chapter Thunderstorm was the heaviest and was the saddest part of the book. Uh, so much pain and love, but you still want the person. And I think most of us go through this at one stage of life. Can we ever get over that love? Ever? Even at the age of 60?
I think I'll tell you what, after I wrote the first chapter, the people who called me up and said, did you really go through a bad breakup? Did something really happen? Even my friends from college, people who had not met
I
me.
wanted to ask you, but I can't get that personal with you.
Yeah, no, that's okay. There are many, many who have. And you know what? My answer is no. I have never been in a relationship, I've never had my heart broken. But I could write that chapter because of what I faced in my life. I was always told that, there's an age within which you have to get married. And if for you to get married, you have to compromise as a woman, you have to give up on your identity, just leave your career. So every time my mom made me meet someone, they're like, yes, this can go on, but you have to tell your daughter to leave her career, or your daughter is very opinionated. And that really struck me very hard. Why would I leave my identity for someone else? It was very hard because every time I met someone, it's like, most of the time it's like, no, we don't want someone who's career oriented, we don't want someone who's independent. And I think that was my heartbreak personally, to see that
Okay.
if I have to get married, I have to leave my identity and who I am as a person.
Uh, so now this book, Singledom, which is so opinionated, like you said, being opinionated in a community like yours or any Indian community is difficult. So releasing the book Singledom, did it affect that part of being opinionated, or did it make you peaceful? Like, I have finally said what I have to say.
Yeah, I think now, maybe if I had written Singledom maybe 10 years ago or 8 years ago, maybe I would not be ready to release it. But now the space in which I am very comfortable. I know I've been through a lot, but I can still look at myself and say I'm so proud of what I've achieved so far, despite the hurdle, despite the challenges. And now it's come to a point now where they're youngsters. I have my cousins and people who know me, they're tiny 10 years younger, they say, you're so lucky, you have a career that you like, you're so successful, independent. And I'm like, no, I'm not lucky, I worked my way through it, and there was so much pain and challenges. And I hope I have sent the message through this book. And I want others to understand that even if your journey is really hard, you need to stand up for yourself, and that will take you very, very far.
You truly have made the statement for every young girl that it is your right to talk, it is your right to be happy, and it is your right to be yourself. And I truly believe that Singledom is a must read for every young or a women at any age to find themselves again.
Thank you so much. That's the biggest compliment. I'm going to sleep well today. Having heard that.
Could you read few of your favorite lines from the book and tell us why is it your favorite?
Hmm.
I'm sure the whole book is your favorite because it is
I,
yours, but let's get a little choosy about it.
okay, there are many that are my favorite, but let me just open page. There are a couple. The first one is, when my words give me the power to stand up for myself, when my voice is loud enough to protect me from any danger, when I can express my opinions freely, I will rise higher, having thrown off all the shackles that were weighing me down. And then this is for every person to remember. When I have personally experienced, when you purposefully move forward, there are others who will back off. People who don't have to interfere will, but then you have to take that first step. You really do.
Surely. Your first step is so important for others to believe in you because that first step tells, I believe in myself.
Yes.
I agree with you. Like an author needs solitude to dive into imagination to create a work of art. Does a poet need heartbreaks or extreme emotion to string in those pearls?
You know, as a poet, you can be transported into another world just like other authors do. You can get struck by the words and metaphors they use. But I personally believe that all the emotions connected with it are real. You know, the famous French poet Jean Cocteau, he says, the poet is the biggest liar who tells the truth. And
Yes.
we poets do. Like I said, singledom was not possible without all the experiences I've had. I would not be able to write this. So when people tell me that they're able to connect with this, I understand because I've been through so many.
So do you think these experiences have become a blessing for you? So so you could write down and encourage many more to stand up and speak,
I truly
or
do.
or or use words as therapies.
I truly believe yes. You know, my personal belief is, you know, sometimes in life we think about successes and failures. But for me, the word failure does not exist in my dictionary. You either achieve your goal or it's a learning experience that helps you become better as a person. There, that's how it is. And I truly believe those experiences have shaped the kind of person I am today. I'm more stronger. I can now I have the courage to say no. You know, no, this is not right for me. I will not do it. Uh, no, I think I am going to do something else because that is what I believe in.
So no to all the toxic relationships, toxic words, toxic world, and toxic people.
Yes, you don't have to, and this is my message for everyone. You don't have to do something because others feel it's right for you. You have to do it because you feel it's right for your own self.
So what do we see after singledom? Since you have poured down your heart all together in the singledom, what do we see from you more after singledom?
As a teacher, I'm a true believer of feedback. So, you know, it's just early days, but I'm waiting to hear from people. I want to know what they could connect with, what they could know, what they would like to see in my next book. Are there any words of advice that they have for me, anything that I need to improve on? I am really waiting. Every person I meet, I'm like, can you please give me feedback more than they reading the book? I want to know where is it that I as a writer can improve, what is it that I can do better for my readers. So just waiting and let's see.
So here I would request everyone who's listening to this talk, go pick up your book of singledom and
Mm.
do write in to Miss Hafsa at her Instagram ID, which I will put in the description below, and I will also put the Amazon link where you can get singledom in the description below. Any words of wisdom for upcoming authors, young girls who are going through uh, experiences like you, or readers like me who who have made their debut into poetry with your book? So any advices for us?
So for writers, I would say no matter what, don't stop writing. You know, there are times you would feel that you're stuck. There are times you will feel that no one's interested in your work. I have felt that way. But you know, it's important for you, and you should never underestimate the power of your words. There are times when I get messages on my Instagram saying, "Thank you for sharing this today. You know, I really needed it." You know, this has motivated me. You never know what kind of impact your words have on someone else. So just continue writing.
So words truly are mightier than pen.
Yes,
Sword. Sorry, words are truly mightier than sword.
yes, yes, they are. And for young readers like you, I would say just experiment with poetry. I think poetry is a niche category. Not many of them pick up. Like this is early days for me. It's just been 20 days since my book is released, but few of the reviews I've received have been very positive. People are like they could deeply connect. It really transported them into a different world. They were motivated, they were inspired. But the thing is, not many readers would pick up poetry because it's poetry, so I would really encourage them to do that.
Very, very personal question, which is very sensitive to me. That generally Indian authors are not as celebrated as authors abroad. And you have ventured into a more dangerous space, which is poetry. So, how is your experience as an Indian poet in the world? I know it's too early to ask, but you have surely experienced, have spoken to a lot of people. So, what do you think? Where do Indian writers stand in today, in a place like India itself, in your own country?
Now, India has a history of producing great poets and musicians, but I feel in today's era, especially the contemporary poets, still have a long way to go. Like I said, it's a niche category. Not many readers are willing to pick up poetry, but it's not necessary that it's going to continue forever. As we have more writers, as we have more poets coming up, I'm sure we'll be able to pull some of the readers from fiction and fantasy to poetry. It will take some time, but I'm sure we'll get there.
Uh, I agree with you that we have silver lining, but at the same time, Indian fiction writers also do not find it easy to sell. So, what do you want to tell the listeners today, uh, that we Indian writers are as good as any other contemporaries of ours?
I think it's not fair to compare, Indian writers to writers abroad, because we have a different set of audience, their different experiences, their different, likes and what their different dislikes. But yes, I just feel that there's too much content these days. You have Amazon, you have Netflix, you have Hotstar. Like there's so much to choose from that. I think the people who are picking up books are not as much as like when we were teenagers and when we were in college. I'm sure you can relate to this. We would borrow books from the library, and there was a competitively 2, 3, 4 books in a week.
Libraries are missing today.
Yeah,
There's no library around.
the ebooks. There's not many people are interested in hard copies, but I don't think it has to do with the authors. I feel that there's too much happening for everyone, and I truly believe every author has something unique to share, and it's up to the audience as to what they're looking for and how well they can connect.
So it was encouraging for me to hear that all of us have a chance to express ourselves and make our name in this world of writing. It was really, really great talking to you, Miss Hafsa, and
Right.
we are really looking forward. All the best for your book, Singledom, and many more to come. Thank you for all of you who are listening to us today. And wait, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this channel. For this 1 minute of yours can help many of us who are trying to get into the world of writing, and one of them can be you. So please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to go and pick up your book, the copy of Singledom
Here it
from
is.
Amazon.
Oh,
Yes, and it is a fantastic book, a must read for all of us.